ETH, we start with a weekly chart. Just I want to give a quick update. And if you refer to our analysis, when the price was within this move, we discussed how we can look at the chart. And we mentioned similar as what we have based on Bitcoin. The best thing is if the price could break the lowest price of this correction, following by divergence, then we can expect the price drop to 500, followed by divergence and the running flat before we look for the reversal as an all-time high. And even I mentioned, even if the price continue from here, we can expect this one three more into, be considered as a three wave, similar to what we have here for the next drop. That's why we mentioned any opportunity for buy within this range, we will be short term. Right, we see the next drop, but the price couldn't tag the lowest price of this correction, similar to because for the Bitcoin, the price could break the at least tag or break the previous low, following by divergence. But for the ETH, we don't have it. The best thing is if the price could continue before we look for the next trade. All right. If you want to look for the trade as a reversal, with the expecting to price in the long term, price break the all-time high. All right. And mostly, if the price of the Bitcoin reverse, the rest will continue. That's why we don't need to wait for the price to tag this low. But this is the best option. It can give us a better confirmation. And even if the price reverse from here, any opportunity for buy, we will consider as one move up similar to what we have here. Then from there, we want to see how the price could break this top. Then from there, we can consider whether this is the start of the up move or not. That's why if anyone, because still we can consider this one as a second wave of this. That means still we can look for one move up. That means any opportunity for buy. If the price could reverse without the breakout of this low, we consider as a short-term trade within the correction. And based on weekly, we have nothing else to discuss. And if we move to lower time frame, if we move to daily chart, and since the price was within here, we put this one as a three wave. And when we see this one, I mentioned we cannot consider this one, this low, as a breakout of the lowest price of this correction. This one. And I mentioned the way is moving, mostly we can expect to see one move up similar to what we have here. All right. And as we can see exactly what we get. That means at this point when the price was here, we could consider this one as an internal three wave, internal first, correction, third. But the only question is if we want to look at this one as a correction relative to what we have here, with expecting for one move up, and at that time still we can look for this two as a targets. All right. This, if you want to look at the chart in this way, the only question is this correction broke this 61% of this move. That's why we need to be quite careful. That means any opportunity for buy from here based on lower time frame, we need to know that we are trading within this correction. All right. And simply we cannot take the trade. That means we cannot look for trade without the trade setup. Since this correction dropped quite a lot, maybe the price can continue and tag the previous low as what explained based on weekly chart. But at this point, this is how we can look at the chart. And beside that, if you refer to the indicators, we didn't have the divergence, but here we had a divergence based on daily chart. That's why when the price was here, all right, if we zoom in, we will see it. We could expect for the next drop. By the way, at this point, based on daily chart, we don't have any trade setup as yet. And if we move to forward chart right now, I'm looking at this one. Any opportunity for buy within this range, we will take it, right? But how to look for trade is not really good trade setup, but we should know how to manage it if anyone wants to look for trade from here. If anyone want to look for trade by having entry of above this, the best thing is if the price could break the lowest price of this. At this point, if we put our entry above here, simply the price can tag and drop. Okay. And if anyone they're looking at this one and they want to look for trade, at this point, the only option is to put one entry above here. It's not a really good trade setup. It's a short term and we want to price sharply tag, breaking, continue. That's why we wait for the next drop. We want to see how the price can, how deep it can go. Then from there, we can make a decision whether we put one entry above here or not. Or we wait for the sharp move flag, we take the trade. But we need to be really careful that we don't see the reversal point yet. That means any opportunity for buy from here will be a short term. That means if we move to daily chart, we can expect to see one move up. This one turn to a more complex correction for the next drop before we see the reversal. right? That's why if anyone wants to look for buy within this correction with the expecting to see the breakout of 2.4 following by 2.8, they should have the proper management, and the stop loss at least should be below this. Then it depends on the risk and reward they're looking for. Then any opportunity for buy from here will be within this range, similar to any of this. Even at this point, we're looking at this one as internal flat, following what we have here, because we can get one move up, this one turned to three wave for the next drop. How complex can be, we cannot confirm unless we see, if we move to weekly chart, unless we see the price break the lowest price of this, which is this correction. Because in that case, we can confirm this is complete. We can look for the reversal as an all-time high. Because as I mentioned, at this point, we can expect to see the next move up, then the price drop. If for those, this is for those that are looking for trade, they want to keep as a long term. Rather than that, any opportunity for buy as a short term. Then if anyone who is looking at the trade from here, they can put their fib here, then they can look for the 61, 27 and 61% profit as a short term. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.